Welcome to my new series, Freedom 365, where I give you the truth about today's issues. Lately, it seems like the government is doing anything it can to try and restrict our Second Amendment right. But the state of Virginia is not going down without a fight. There are about 85 counties in the state of Virginia that have declared themselves sanctuary cities, or sanctuaries. And in at least one county, the local sheriff has stated that he will deputize his citizens so that they will be able to keep their guns should the government try to restrict them.
Proper screening must be done, but our auxiliaries are required to work at least 8 hours a month in service to our department. That may be service all around the county for other things, but there's no limit on the number of people I can swear in as a deputy sheriff.
A number of counties in the state have passed similar resolutions in response to expected gun control legislation, which Governor Northam says Democrats will push for since it regained control of the Virginia General Assembly. So what does this all mean? What is the breakdown for folks in Culpeper County? And will this reverberate in other parts of the state and Commonwealth? Sheriff Scott Jenkins joins us live this morning. And we do want to note, we reached out to counties who have already passed similar resolutions to deputize residents, but no county supervisor accepted our invitation. Sheriff, you did. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. First question I want to ask you is either Second Amendment constitutional county. What in your eyes does that entail?
That's a gesture by our county board of supervisors to let everyone know that they feel strongly about the proposed legislation that's going to Richmond after the first of the year, as over 70 other counties in the state so far have done the same.
So break it down for us in real terms. What are you planning on doing, and is it based on action from the state legislature first, or do you want to be proactive in this measure?
I'm going to wait. Hopefully the measures that they're hoping to approve won't actually pass and won't be necessary. But if they do enact those laws that they're proposing, restricting everything from what the so-called assault weapons to high-capacity magazines and other things, let alone the red flag laws, my stance will be to, if need be, if it's passed, swear in hundreds or even thousands of citizens as auxiliary deputies. We have thousands of concealed carry permit holders in the county currently who I have no issue whatsoever and encourage people to have concealed carry permits. But what their intent, what they hope to achieve by this legislation, it's not going to happen. The Clinton-era gun ban was a proof of that for 10 years. The statistics don't bear anything to prove that it's going to be effective. So why they're going to try this bill, which is basically that ban on steroids, it's ridiculous.
You know, those who don't agree with you, Sheriff, would say, based on your comment right there, these certain weapons, the high-capacity magazines, those type of weapons, some might question why those are necessary, especially from hearing that from someone from a law enforcement background.
Well, the fact is the law-abiding citizens that possess them for everything from sport shooting, hunting, and other uses, or just home defense. It's those aren't the people that we're having the problems with. Criminals are going to obtain those weapons regardless of what laws are passed, and it's ridiculous to think that it's going to have any effect on the actual crime. They like to spout figures, statistics on shooting deaths and crime with various types of weapons, but when you really drill down and look at the statistics for what they are, they just don't bear what they say they will.
There are others who might say that your job, Sheriff, is to enforce the law, not make the law or make changes to the laws, or as some might even say, circumvent the law by making changes and not listening to what's happening down in Richmond. So how do you respond to that?
I'll be clear about that. I'm not circumventing the law. As a matter of fact, unlike sheriffs all over the Commonwealth of the United States that have said they won't enforce laws that are passed, I have been the first, so far I think the only one, who has said, I will not say that I won't enforce laws that are duly passed. I said when I originally announced elections have consequences, and this is what we're getting the result of that election. But I do have a legal right to swear in deputies, and that's been the same for hundreds of years here in the Commonwealth for any sheriff.
And others might say that might be okay for a handful of people, but if you deputize hundreds or thousands, that sounds like a militia in the making.
They'll be properly screened and vetted, and they're the same citizens that I currently serve and put me in office, and they're the ones that I deserve everything that I can in my power to protect them and protect their constitutional rights. It's my duty.
It seems to be an ongoing trend lately. a little bit of legislation here, a little bit of regulation there, and they slowly begin to chip away at our fundamental rights. Apparently, these liberal politicians seem to have forgotten what happened the last time they tried to take our guns away. Well, here's a little refresher for them. We shot them. We had a civil war, and we won. I can promise you that if these liberal anti-gun politicians keep pushing, keep trying to force more and more gun control on us, that's what it's all about, control, comes down to it, there will eventually be another civil war in this country. And we, the legal gun owners, and anyone else that doesn't want their freedoms ripped away, will emerge victorious once again. More and more people are starting to wake up and realize that maybe the government doesn't have your best interest in mind. It's time to start paying attention to what's going on in this country before it's too late to do something about it. As the saying goes, if you don't fight for what you want, don't cry for what you lost. And as Benjamin Franklin said, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve liberty nor safety. That's all for this episode. My name is Andy Tennyson. Hope to see you next time on Freedom 365.